Okay, this video is going to give you a general overview and introduction to using Google Calendar. You'll notice that up here you can, when you arrive in your mail, you can simply click on Calendar and it'll open up another window. If you're using the Chrome browser, it's probably best for tab viewing across the different tabs you have open. So this is the view you're brought into from your when you start Calendar. You can see a day view, a week view, a month view, and your 4-day agenda. And you can actually see your agenda for each day. Over here, you have your expanded view of the current month, and you can move through the preceding and future months. Also, you can see your calendar. So by default, your user calendar name is yours. And you can also see other calendars down here, and we'll talk about what these are in a little bit. But to begin, there's two ways to create an event. One is you can simply click on anywhere in the box. So if I wanted to create something for July 31st, I could select that, and I could type in meeting. And if you want, you can just hit create event, and it'll post. One real quick trick with Google Calendar is if you type in meeting and say the meeting is from 7 to 8 a.m., you can simply type in 7 to 8 a.m. and hit create event, and it'll create your meeting. You can do the same thing but for an all-day event. So if something you really quickly want to add, so you could say day off, hit create event, and this creates an all-day event. So the two differences here is when you create a block of time, you'll see that it shows up differently than when you create an all-day event. You can even go in and edit those once you've created those. So once you've created an event, you can click on it, you can delete it, or you can edit it. So let's go in and edit the event. And when we're in here, we have all of our features. So we can change the name, we can change the date. Maybe the meeting is going to extend for several days. You can set it up so it's an all-day event, and you see how it removes the time. So if you're going on vacation, you can do it from 7:31 to whenever you decide to get back. If you uncheck this, you'll get your times back, and you can toggle between the different times. And you can also set this up so this is a reoccurring meeting. So say you have it maybe every week or every month. You can set it up so you repeat. And when you select this, you get a view where you can set up repeats weekly, daily, every weekday, so on and so forth. You can repeat it every 2 weeks. You can repeat it on specific days. It starts, it ends, never, and then you hit done, and then that event would automatically populate back to your calendar throughout, however you set up the criteria. You can add a place, so you can add where it is. You can even be more specific to add that. So if you know an address, it will actually provide a Google map with the event if you invite people to it. You can add a video call. If you have more than one calendar, you can add several calendars. You can write what the event's going to be. You can add an attachment. So if you have an agenda, you can add an attachment with that agenda. So you can do it right from your Google Drive. So if you're using Google Drive instead of Microsoft Office for your agenda, you can pick from your Google Drive right here, or you can upload directly from your computer by simply selecting the files from your computer and bringing them into Highlight or to attach to the event. You can set up reminders. So this will pop up on your computer screen. If you're using mobile, you can use a email reminder, or you can use an SMS that if you set up your mobile, you can use that as well. You can change the color of the event. And if it's a public calendar, you can show it as available or busy. And for privacy, you can have it as a public or private event. So depending on who you want to see and if you have people able to subscribe to your calendar, then you can make it public or private. By default, all of the calendars are private, so no one will have access to your calendar unless you say that you want your calendar to be a public calendar. If you want to add guests, so if I want to add a guest to this, it uses our database, so you can add people from the list that we have built in, and you can simply subtract somebody if you don't want them to attend. So we will do this. Guests can, and you can say invite others, see guest list, and modify event if you want them to modify the event. So if you want them to be able to add an agenda as well, you can add them so they can modify and add something to the event. Once you're done, you'll hit save, and you would want to send the invitations. And so that's how we set up our meeting. If I go over to my calendar, I can check to see to make, and looks like I got an invitation from Steve Jobs. And I select that, and in my email then I can hit yes, I'm going to accept that, and then it will post that event on my calendar. I'll save it, and there's my meeting now saved in my calendar. If I go back to my original meeting, I can look at the event, and I can see that Andy Marcinek is coming, that there are 2 yeses and 2 guests that are arriving at this event. So that's how you basically set up an event. You set up a meeting and you add people to the calendar.